Hello everyone, and welcome to a new episode of LostinTranslationmon. This time we're covering Digimon Ghost Game, Episode 5, Divine Anger. I'm May, and I'm joined by the lovely Quinn.
Hi.
And of course, the equally lovely Chloe.
Well, hello there.
Before we get into it, first up, just some quick housekeeping / updates. So there have been episode guide synopses for the episodes 6 through to 9, but we won't discuss them on the podcast because they're kind of like, they're fairly vague, but there may be some spoilers in there, so we won't discuss them on the podcast.
I'm avoiding them anyway.
Yeah, and usually, we don't usually discuss them anyway, but if somebody does want to look at those synopses, I did release a video yesterday outlining them, which I will plop down in the link dump down the bottom, so check that out if you are interested, but of course, we won't be discussing anything in that synopsis except for obviously what we know about episode 6 when we get on to the preview for the next episode, but that's about it. But we won't be going into too much about what the synopsis said for that episode that wasn't said in the preview, if that makes sense. But yeah, so there are no spoilers for those upcoming episodes in this episode, so you can be safe to know that. And next bit of housekeeping is that I Twitch stream now because I'm getting in on all that Twitch streaming thing that people are doing. I don't know, there's something about selling bathwater, I don't know. That's what you're meant to do, I think.
I think that's only the girls, though. I think you're allowed to just play games.
They do want boy bathwater?
I mean, you could market it. I
Yeah.
just don't know if you'd have the audience. You know?
Yeah, I feel like you got a lot fewer people who are really into men's bathwater.
That's sad.
Mhm.
It is. I'm just,
It really is a shame.
straight men are a really reliable market.
Oh, that's fair. That is fair. That is sad. Well, I guess not too sad. But in
It
any
works out
case,
for people.
I be Twitch streaming, so if you would like to give that a follow. At the moment, I'm just sort of running around in Animal Crossing, but I do have other games besides Animal Crossing, but that's all I really play since the update that hit a few days ago. So feel free to follow that if you want more of me and my not being able to talk, and not being able to play video games either. But in any case, that's the thing. So that's sort of the brief housekeeping updates that I have this time. So check both of those things out if you so feel inclined to.
Alright, so go check out Air streaming, and if you want to come see me stream some Hades speedruns, then stand behind me in my house sometime.
Or just look,
Oh, no.
peeking through the window looking creepy.
This is
That's
not
creepy.
an invitation, y'all.
Not an invitation to. No, not at all. But yeah, so that's all the housekeeping. And before we move on to the discussion, just a quick synopsis recap for episode 5, Divine Anger. White Snakes, and which I believe is a singer.
They're a band,
Anyway.
but yes.
They're a
White
band.
Snake.
I wasn't sure whether it was a band or a singer, but I'm sure the joke landed in some capacity
Someone
there.
appreciated it.
Someone appreciated my terrible jokes. So White Snake and power surges are happening in the area, and meanwhile a Digivice appears in front of Kiyoshiro, and he meets the cause of the weirdness around his dorm room, which is Jellymon.
Okay,
We learn that Jellymon...
please
Yep.
don't cover up the fact that we've got the ketchup blood saying "put me on."
We haven't gotten there yet.
Oh yeah, that was great when the Digivice is just floating in the air.
It was so good.
And they're just dripping blood from the ceiling, which we later find out to be ketchup. And it says, "Put me on." And it is so horrifying.
I love that I am
think
both of these characters.
Mm-hmm.
I love that Kiyoshiro is like a beautiful blend of Koshiro and Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's really smart, but he's also
so chewy.
he's also not.
Ah.
I love him.
Yep.
We have confirmation that the bandages are just him being Chunibyo, and I love it. I'm
Yep.
sorry, I'll let you get back to the description. Or the synopsis.
So it turns out he's just a huge mega weeb, or a hube for short, apparently. And we learned that he's been programming all these early warning alert system talismans around for the hologram ghosts detection, which is adorable. But it turns out that Jellymon has just hacked them to just generate money in like I guess, just Bitcoin mine, I guess.
Yeah, it sure does sound like she turned everybody's devices into crypto miners.
Yep.
Yeah, I got that impression, which this episode felt like it dropped at a very good time for this kind of
I
discussion.
also really appreciate that we have the Devas showing up to explicitly say Konaka can go to hell.
Yeah, I like when the Devas do that. And I hope we have more of the Devas doing that.
I'd be super down for that.
Yeah, I mean, I got woken up by my partner the other day and he said somebody pulled out $8 million from some crypto money and now the entire cryptocurrency has crashed, and I just rolled over and I was like, good.
Yep, that's what happens every time anyone actually tries to do anything with crypto.
Yeah, because that's what happens when all of a sudden you pull out 8 million. I think it might have actually been 8 billion.
Okay, 8
It's a
billion I
lot.
feel like has a little more reasonable effects on a market.
Yeah.
It was a lot. It was an amount that, like, there are still, like, 50 people richer than you, but there are only 50 people richer than you. But, it was, I feel like it might actually be 8 billion. I don't know. I do not know much about crypto.
Well, anyway,
other than...
I don't think any of us need to spend more time talking about cryptocurrencies because crypto
Yes.
is bad. And if you have some, you should get rid of it and don't. And stop being a bad person.
Yeah. And when you pull out $8 billion, things happen. But in any case, so this all angers Majiramon because Majiramon says that cryptocurrency is bad, and Kiyoshiro and Jellymon destroy the talisman, and Kiyoshiro says sorry to Majiramon, and then Majiramon just leaves. He's just like, well, you learnt your lesson, I don't have to destroy you. And that's kind of nice. So, discussion time. What were our highlights in this episode?
Jellymon-sama.
Yeah.
Jellymon-sama, absolutely.
Jellymon-sama.
Just the best.
Excellent.
Yeah.
The confirmation that Kiyoshiro's bandages do nothing.
Although I
phenomenal.
maintain that the reason none of the vending machines work is because they don't work on bandages, you dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think about that, but no, that makes sense.
I did kind of like that we got confirmation that Kiyoshiro was being, like, haunted. We just kind of saw him around looking all super paranoid and stuff, but, like, we never knew
Stuff
that he himself
floating
was being spooked.
Yeah. Makes sense. I think there was, you could take that from the implication, I think, because he was real spooked, but,
I don't know.
But he's getting, like, actually... Nah, he was getting actually, like... If anyone saw things being thrown away, they would act in the exact same way that Kiyoshiro is. It is so... Like, his level of paranoia is believable because he actually was being haunted by a Digimon, so it wasn't him being overly paranoid. He actually was just being made fun of.
God, he was being made fun of, but in just the best way. I love her so much. I love
She's pretty
everything
excellent.
about, so why were you doing it? Well, it was fun. She's just a chaos elemental.
And she's
very
smart.
She's
She's chaotic. She's a little bit like Manic Pixie Dream Girl, but good. Like, she's just like this really genius, energetic, chaotic...
She's me on a good day.
Yeah, like... I think everyone should aspire to be Jellymon. Like, Jellymon's so fun, but also smart. And, I mean, I loved Gamamon, but I think Jellymon might actually be my favourite over Gamamon now.
Yep. Friendship with Gamamon over
Yeah.
Jellymon is my new best friend.
And Kiyoshiro's great too. Like, they're just such
absolutely.
a great pair.
Yes, they're so good.
I need to give an honorable mention, though, to Gamamon's squeak when he saw the blood writing on the ceiling that we unfortunately later learned out was ketchup.
Yeah, but he tasted it. It could have just been blood. Like, if he tasted it, I go, no, that's blood.
I know, he tasted it, and then he did the squeak, and I was like, holy shit, he really likes the taste of blood. This is going to be hilarious. And then it was ketchup.
Yeah.
It was a sad day.
I thought it was going to be jam for some reason, but ketchup also makes sense
Yeah.
because ketchup is more blood-like, I guess.
Gamamon's got a big, big thirst for human blood.
Horrifying. But he does like to bite.
He
Like,
does.
we've had
He's a
him
biter.
bite Hero a lot. Yeah, he is bitey. But yeah, my main highlight for this episode was the fact that last episode I was a little bit worried that we were just going to follow this formula of the Digimon is just a bad guy and just wants chaos and has no, like, does not really have any redemption, is just a bad character, is just evil. Or we have a Digimon who is neutral or good, but is slightly misguided or has misunderstood a concept that humans have. And I was worried that we were only going to flip-flop between those two because we've had Mummymon and Pumpkinmon being well-meaning but doing evil things.
You
but
can really
not
only
actually
pull that
meaning
card
to.
so many times, and yeah, I appreciate it. Kid was just in the wrong. For many reasons,
Yeah.
even before Jellymon got involved.
Yep.
And this one was just Majiramon is kind of just like a law-following, law-abiding, like, law-enforcing Digimon who's just like, nope, this is not right. I need to make it stop. And that's just... I really appreciated that it wasn't what we've already seen, like, evil Digimon or good
bad, and
Digimon.
sometimes you have to shoot people with 108 arrows in order to get the message across.
Yeah, which is fair.
Because you've seen Ava.
Yeah, that was also a little bit Ava.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, I liked that this time we didn't have the moment of Hiro literally handing someone the Digivice and saying, hey, welcome to the journey, or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jellymon stole it, clearly,
no,
is the impression that I got.
Jellymon's the new protagonist.
Yep, Jellymon.
Yep, I agree with that.
Just running that relationship, and it's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Here, put this on. Here, I'll do it for you. Now plug this thing in. Now you gotta push this button. Mm-hmm. Finally. Jellymon's so good.
And so is Kiyoshiro. I still can't get over the fact that he got a master's at 13 and then went back to Japan for school to be a weeb.
Yeah.
Yeah, also very me. Like, literally in high school, I was trying to do foreign exchange so that I could do the last year in Japan and, be a massive weeb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Look.
Somehow Quinn is both people in this Digimon partnership here.
Mm-hmm.
Chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
And smart.
Yeah, pretty much sums her up.
Yeah, that said, I don't hack into near so many people's phones. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't accidentally make everyone's phones crypto.
Yeah, so I'm unclear on what the talismans were actually supposed to do, because it kind of just seemed like they did nothing. Like, were they just, little NFTs that he put on people's phones of his digital art or something?
I thought they were alerts. I thought that
they were in some way a security system, I guess, because
they sure didn't work though.
And Jellymon was like, hey, they were really impressive. That's why I converted them into cryptocurrency crap.
I misread that then. Okay, I see.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I'm just like, okay, but what did it do? Also, how do you not know how a delete macro anyway?
Yeah. Dude has a master's at 13 and, wrote all this
They
stuff.
didn't say in what.
I mean,
you don't know if it's
drinking
English
dumb bitch
literature.
juice.
I don't know if English literature, but given his computer setup, are you telling me it's English literature?
I'm just saying, you don't know.
I don't know. You're not wrong.
I love him though.
Mm-hmm. Pretty excellent.
He's a good boy.
And Jellymon.
A good boy, except for the part
Jellymon's
where
a good
he,
jelly.
illegally put his software on 1,000 different phones across.
I mean, who amongst us has not committed the occasional mass felony?
Yeah.
I'm seriously
What a
asking.
goal, honestly. Do we have any other highlights?
I'm glad that the art has seemed to stay pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely going more than just, like, Adventure Colon, I think, only had the first 3 episodes that had the good quality animation, then kind of went down from there, or had bits and pieces of, like, good animation every few episodes. But this episode is still, like, well animated, and I'm really enjoying that.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, and I also really appreciate that this show apparently knows when to have the, canonical main character just step back and let someone else take the reins for an episode. Because I was really worried that we were going to, Tai Chi it again and have Hiro be, like, central to everything. But it was really the Jellymon show today.
And should always be.
We did have an evolution. We did have Gamamon evolve to Battle Gamamon, but it was immediately captured. And Hiro was also captured. And then Ruri and Angoramon were also kind of frozen in time.
Yep.
And that was cool.
No,
It was like, no, everyone else.
Yeah.
This is a Kiyoshiro and Jellymon episode.
Well, and I really appreciated that we pulled in, a perfect level Digimon who could have just raffle stomped the entire group together. And didn't have to come up with a, ridiculous reason why we were somehow able to win.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the last few episodes, or I guess most of the season, has had a perfect level Digimon, and then we don't really defeat it. We kind of just talk to the perfect level Digimon, and this kind of also had that, but it was more of a, hey, I'm sorry, I did wrong, I'm destroying the thing that is causing
historically
issues.
It's just been, oh, hey, here's why you're actually in the wrong, and here it's, oh god, no, I was in the wrong for so many reasons, please don't kill me.
Yep, and I liked that.
I was there for it.
Yeah, it was radtacular.
It really was.
It really was.
I feel like I enjoyed this episode, but I'm enjoying it even more talking about it. Like, I went from, like, at the end of the episode, I was like, this was an okay episode, and now, like, I'm talking about, like, wow, this was a great episode,
It was a really good episode.
Like, yeah.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, it was.
Now that we presumably have the whole main cast here, I'm, like, super excited to see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we can also, I guess, maybe start doing an evolution arc, but I'm wondering if we're going to have a spaced out evolution arc, which would be nice.
That
Like, we
would
don't
be
just have
nice.
one episode per... like, we have an evolution, then the next episode we have another evolution. If they kind of space it out like Tamers did, because they only had 3 characters to really give evolution arcs to, they could kind of spread them out, which was really nice.
I will also say that I really like that just, normal people know that Digimon, or at least the hologram ghosts, exist and, are a thing. We don't have to keep everything hidden from them.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do like that. Like, we aren't just ignoring the fact that all these weird things are happening. They actually have names, and they kind of expect some things to be because of hologram ghosts. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And we know that they're actually Digimon, but it is nice that they're not the normies aren't just ignoring it.
Mm-hmm. And here Chloe made fun of me yesterday for saying normies.
I'm gonna make fun of you both for saying normies on
that's fair.
Come on.
Do we have any other highlights?
I think I'm good on highlights.
Nothing off the top of the head, at least. If I think of anything else, I'll interject it during the recap.
That's fair. I mean, Ghost Game is in general a highlight for me. Like,
also Jellymon Summer.
It's been good.
Don't think I mentioned
also it. Jellymon Summer. Yes, primarily Jellymon Summer. Mm-hmm. Do we have any lowlights? Because I think I've got a lowlight this week, like an actual lowlight.
I think I have one as well, but you go first.
My lowlight is I felt like this episode was very quick. Like, we kind of had an info dump about Kiyoshiro, and we got like, hey, this is what he did. He did his masters in US and then went to Japan because weeb, and he is just a weeb. That's what the bandages are. They are weeb bandages. And Jellymon is kind of following him around, but is also scaring him. And then we just had like a quick jump to like, oh, and here's the Mon of the Week. It felt like it went very, very quickly. And I mean, I liked the episode still, but I would have liked to have like more of like a character introduction to Kiyoshiro and a little bit more there.
Didn't really change at all over the course of the episode, which is unusual.
I don't know about that. I mean, he's not freaking out about Jellymon anymore,
I suppose.
I mean, at the end, he definitely had a moment of bravery at the end, which I thought was cool.
Yeah, we've only seen him freaking out thus far.
That's fair. I just mean, like, I don't feel, other than, is super genius, that I learned anything about him as a character. Jellymon, massive amount of personality, which is cool, but, I don't yet feel like I have a motivation for him to do anything.
He's the dorm leader.
He's the dorm leader. Like, I think that's his motivation in the same way that... Yeah, he's Joe. Like, Joe always had his motivation was he is the eldest of the group, so he has to be responsible. And Kiyoshiro, I guess that will be also his kind of motivation for doing things is, I'm the dorm leader, I'm the eldest, I have to do this because it's what's right, and I'm the one who has to do it because I'm the dorm leader and I have responsibility. So I think it's just going to be another Joe, but that's not a bad thing. That's just, I like Joe. I like Joe the more and more as I get older.
Yeah. I had something that maybe wasn't so much a low light as just a nagging concern that I hope to have alleviated sooner or later.
It's a light?
Because, like, the intro reminded me, it was like, oh yeah, when we had, was it Dracmon a couple weeks ago with eyeball hands?
Yep. Yeah, that's Dracmon.
And Clockmon in the first episode. We've now had 2 Digimon that just escaped that were still evil, and we have not had any sort of throwback back to them. And it's only episode 6, so I'm not too worried about it. But if we get like another 10 episodes without revisiting that at any point, I'm going to be a little bummed.
Japan, big place.
Yeah.
They're doing havoc elsewhere.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that we get, some closure there at some point.
Don't want to have another Atmon where, oh yeah, by the way, in episode 4, it was definitely, why can't I think of his name? Eugen.
Yeah.
Eugen, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So that's all. I just I assume that those threads will be tied up at some point. I just hope that they don't leave them dangling for too long.
Yeah, well, this was episode 5, and it's been 2 episodes since Dracumon and like 4 episodes since Clockmon. So I'm not too concerned that they're not going to be coming back like in the next like, I don't know, 10 episodes or so. Like I'm sure they will. Yeah. Like I felt like it would be weird if we just had them do like what we had in the last part of Try, where Evil Geni was like, oh yes, maybe Diaboromon will come back next. Nope. Maybe Myotismon. Nope. Like, I don't think it's going to be like that, like, because it is at the very start of what I would assume is like a 50 episode season. So I'm not concerned that we're like that's the end of that guy. Like, they're just gonna hang out and be evil. Like, I'm sure they're coming back.
I think they will wrap it up. I just hope they don't leave it hanging too long. I'm hoping that they kind of pace the. I'm just hoping they have good pacing. I guess.
Well, remember, like, Hero would know that Clockmon is bad, but for all he knows, Dracomon is good now. So he has no, like, at least with Dracomon, he doesn't have, like, any sense of urgency, because at the end of the episode, Dracomon said, "Oh, I'm good now," and then only the viewers know that no, he's got backup eyes. Like, he was like, "Here are my eyes, I'm good now," but no, he has backups. So Hero thinks that Dracomon's good, but we know that Dracomon's not. So I'm not too concerned about him not being concerned about Dracomon.
Yeah, I suppose that's fair.
I guess mine's a little preemptive, but I will be disappointed if Jellymon ever pulls off another felony, just because it's fun. And I feel like that's probably not going to happen a second time, and it really should.
It may.
Yeah, I just want, like, I know that I saw lots of people doing the, "Hey, Pumpkinmon, what do you have? A knife! No!" But I can see that with Jellymon. Like, "Hey, Jellymon, what do you have? Felonies! No!" Like, it'd be great. Like, I'm really looking forward to seeing more of that dynamic between Kiyoshiro and Jellymon, more than any other pair that we've got in this season so far.
Absolutely. Get rid of the others, just make it the Jellymon and Kiyoshiro, so...
Show.
Yep.
And, I mean, that's saying a lot, because I love Gammamon, like, the entirety of the internet. I think Gammamon is adorable, and Hero is a good boy.
He's just no Jellymon.
But
exactly.
Yeah, he's not Jellymon. So, I guess moving on, who is our favourite character? Because I think I might already know.
Yeah.
Mine was Jellymon.
Big mood.
I had quite a bit of deliberation between Jellymon and Kiyoshiro, but I think in the end,
same.
It's got to go to Jellymon.
Jellymon.
Are we all
damn close?
Yeah, they're both very good.
Oh yeah,
but Jellymon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I absolutely was like, but I already chose Kiyoshiro. I chose Kiyoshiro for episode 1. We all chose Kiyoshiro for episode 1. Apparently, woof.
Oh, that's right.
We have agreed so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, Jellymon is very close to Kiyoshiro in this episode, but I'm going to give it to Jellymon because that was just really really great. Yeah. I loved that. What about our ratings for this episode?
I'm gonna give this one my first 5 of the season, I think.
Oh yeah? What about yours, Quinn?
I am also going with a 5. This is actually maybe my favorite episode of Digimon. High in the running.
Wow, I went with another 4, but after talking about this episode, I don't know, I'm going to have to actually increase my rating because talking about it definitely made me like the episode more. And I would say a 4.5, but I'm gonna give it a 5. I'm going to give it a 5.
This was maybe the most perfect episode of Digimon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. Like, y'all have convinced me. I came out of it thinking, like, oh, it wasn't as good as the other episodes, but now that we've spoken about it...
We did social commentary, we did hilarious, we had lots of fun new characters. I loved the stupid ketchup joke for all that it should have still been blood.
Yep.
Like, just from start to finish, it was a great episode.
It was really good.
Yeah. So, I guess for our rankings, we're all putting it at the top.
Yep.
See, I've been kind of sleepy today, so I guess when I was watching this, I'd just woken up from a nap, so maybe, like, I was just a little bit sleepy after my nap. But yeah, I put it in, like, second last in my, like, still 4 out of 5, still good. Second last in a good show, still good. But yeah, after talking about it, I'm like, oh, no, top.
Yep.
Which is good. Like, that's how episodes should be. Like, ideally, we want every episode to be above this.
Yeah.
Though having said that, if every episode is a 5 out of 5, what are we going to do?
We'll figure it out as we go along.
We can adjust retroactively.
Yeah.
I mean, though I think we said that for Adventure Colon. We were like, what if every episode is this good?
We definitely never needed to.
Yeah.
No. So I feel like this season we've all been fairly in agreement of just enjoying it.
Yep. It's just been really solid.
It's been a good time so far.
Yeah, which is great. I'm really hopeful for more Ghost Game. I love Jellymon so much. The dim for Jellymon is coming out next month, and I'm just like, I need it now though.
They got you.
They've got me. Like, this whole thing, they've got me. Like, the anime's good, but I also love the virtual pets, and I just love them so much. I love the VB so much, and they've made an anime with it, and they've got me. Bandai has just got me. I mean, they've had me for like 20 years, but now they've definitely got me. So, well done to Bandai.
See, I still wish this show had less product placement, and also didn't have convenient space where we can do all our fights and have nothing bad happen, but, you know.
I like convenient space, because otherwise they're just ignoring collateral damage like they do in every other season of Digimon.
I don't know. Tamers at least tried to sometimes care about collateral damage.
No, Tamers also kind of had like a nothing space. They had like I forgot what it was called. It was like this
the weird
fog area.
things, yeah. But like stuff
and
still
that was
happened. People just couldn't see in.
Yeah, but it was always kind of implied that things didn't happen. Like nothing was really damaged in that weird fog area because and at one point Impmon even cuts out. Like, he is bullying Digimon for being inside the fog, and then he, like, pokes a hole in it, and Digimon gets free.
I remember that.
So it's kind of...
They were just really inconsistent about what the fog meant in that series.
Yeah, Tamers is, like... Nobody talks about how inconsistent that show is, and how they don't... Like, they have mechanics, and then they decide to just give them up, like, after the first chunk of episodes.
Yeah, I'll be disappointed if we do that here, too.
I hope not. I hope we keep
kind of a tradition, though.
Mechanics.
Yeah. I actually, now that you mention it, just kind of thought of another kind of gripe that I have with the series as a whole, which is definitely a nitpick, but I just always roll my eyes every time they have a character just, be struck with divine inspiration and say an attack name that they've never known before, and then the Digimon does it.
That's fair.
I think it has something to do with the VB.
It must,
the Digivice.
But, like, they should either explain it better or, like, stop doing it.
I have a feeling that they will. Whenever, like, Hokuto shows up, I feel like they're going to go, like, Hokuto's like, well, it actually connects with your heart rate and sends you telepathic messages or something.
Yeah, it'll be a bullshit explanation, but I hope that they give us something at some point.
I feel like as much as Colin went Ava, I have a feeling that Ghost Game's going to go Lane.
It's been pretty Lane so far. Also, I need to show Chloe Lane.
Yeah, I need to watch it so I get the references. All I know is fast food and saying she doesn't exist or something. I don't know.
I'd probably watch it again just to make sure I don't like it because I wasn't a huge fan of it.
I think I want to watch it with you and explain to you why I do like it, because I can definitely get why you didn't, but it has a lot of redeeming aspects.
I feel like it just hasn't aged particularly well.
That's probably true.
And I watched it for the first time just a few years ago, so it was kind of
I'm the person who actually used to use BOS, and so I love it every time I...
Yeah, that's fair. Like, I can definitely see why people like it, and I do like the weird horror aspects, but I'm definitely getting a Lane feel from this, especially with the dad. The dad and, like, the technology and him just disappearing.
God, can we please go hang out at a club called Siberia with a C?
Yeah, that was great. I loved the club name.
The club was
and
amazing,
also...
and I really want to go to a place called Siberia.
This is a Lane?
Yes.
Okay.
Was Lane's friend's name Alice? Because I think she was my favourite character.
I can't remember. I'm terrible at names.
But yeah. In any case, Ghost Game is more like Ghost Lane. It's Squid Game meets Lane, I guess. And it's only Squid Game because this episode had a squid in it, and also Ghost Game and Squid Game have similar titles, both in which have the word game.
I know very little about Squid Game, but I didn't see it. But thank you for clarifying.
I finished it the other day, and the ending just really annoyed me. Like, it was just one of those endings that I hated.
I almost started watching it until the producers started being, massively crass and commercializing on their own thing that they just finished telling you. So I went, oh, okay, so it's exactly what I think it is. It's capitalism.
I've heard good things, but I just figure, Netflix.
Yeah. I have enough capitalism in my life.
Yeah, that is fair. Do we have any other thoughts other than Jellymon Summer is best?
Jellymon Summer is, in fact, best.
John Jellymon.
Motion passed.
Jelly Chama.
Now that we've discussed this episode, let's look at the series so far and read out the comments on YouTube. So we only have one comment to read out. So it's from Andrew, and this is about episode 4, so last week's episode, and they say that this episode was 1 millimeter away to being true horror when Pumpkinmon carved out those heads. But will this spooky theme seriously go well on for the rest of the year and the next? And I would say yes. I'd be disappointed if all of a sudden it dropped the horror because it is a show called Ghost Game.
That's it. I thought it was okay that we, only briefly did the horror thing this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long like we can have a little
Not everything needs to be horror to still be ghosty.
We can LaCroix the horror, you know? We can have it be this was made next to a horror studio and some of it just kind of seeped in a little bit. It doesn't have to all be horror. We can have the equivalent of, bottled by someone who once smelled an orange flavor of LaCroix for Digimon horror.
That is a beautiful way of putting it.
Thank you.
But this episode was, when we had the knot blood on the ceiling, I was definitely like, whoa, that's terrifying.
Uh-huh.
But,
No,
I mean,
yeah, when
it was
dripped,
obviously not
like,
blood,
ooh,
but yeah.
It's
Yeah.
real.
I was super there
Like-
for it when I thought we were doing another horror episode, and then I was even more there for what we actually got, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that Jellymon had killed someone for Kiyoshiro,
That
but that wasn't the case. But yeah, it was.
Uh-oh.
There was still some horror, but I loved it. I mean, I feel like it'd be exhausting if we just had horror every week, and I don't know. I mean,
exactly.
I don't feel like
you
it's.
gotta have some lighthearted to fill it in, and I feel like Jellymon provides that.
What if Jellymon's other felony
Yes.
that she commits by the end of the season is...
I mean, be gay, do
would
crime.
not be surprised. Would like.
Depends on
I love Jellymon so much.
Exactly, you know? I trust her judgment, is all I'm saying.
I need Jellymon merch.
Me too.
Ooh.
Like I should just.
I maybe need a plush Jellymon.
Yeah, I think we all need plush Jellymon. Like, I'm just really happy that that Jellymon has this personality. Like, I kind of already gathered that, she is haunting Kiyoshiro, but I didn't think it'd be to this extent.
I just
and
like
this
screwing with
literally.
people
Yeah.
is such a good motivation.
Yeah, and specifically,
You're
she
so
loves
fun
the
to
way that
tease,
Kiyoshiro... Yeah. Kiyoshiro explicitly reacts and she likes that, which, again, like, they're not really chosen children, except for maybe Kiyoshiro was chosen by his dad and Ruri was chosen by Hiro, but Kiyoshiro was chosen by Jellymon. And I love that.
Me too.
What are our thoughts about the series so far? Because I am still completely on board with this show.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
Yeah, but, really only the same general issues that I had last week of, God, there could be less product placement and...
See, I'm still not getting that there's that much product placement except for the Digivice showing up, which in every show there is a Digivice toy.
I know, they
that
just
actually
they show it
exists.
checking the heartbeat and stuff, and it's just...
That screen's not actually the heartbeat check necessarily. That's the vitals, which is kind of like your quote-unquote connection to your Digimon.
It's the injecting
which-
self.
Yeah, which kind of makes sense in the show because they're connected to their Digimon, and that's how they're able to get them to do those attacks. So I'm not really getting that it is that much product placement because it still feels fairly different from the actual vital bracelet that I've got on my wrist.
Fair enough.
Like, they're not showing it connecting to NFC in the show. They're not having it connect to the mobile app to do raids. They're not, like,
But it is still
showing
a
you that you can...
real-world product that people can buy, you know?
And that you could buy before the show, and I don't know. Digimon has always been a thing to sell merch, but...
Just because Red Bull exists doesn't mean that, in the second season of New Game, they didn't always have the logo pointing at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I do get that, but I'm actually pretty relieved that for me it doesn't feel like that much product placement. Like, I feel like you don't really have to know it's a toy to get anything out of this show. Like, it doesn't really require you to know much about the vital bracelet.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? You don't even.
On the other
you don't
hand,
even have
they
to know
did
it's
in
a
fact
toy.
have it floating in midair and put up a sign saying "Put me on."
Yeah, and for
Yeah,
what
but
it's
that was
worth,
Jellymon making you
yourself
buy it.
have admitted that they got you. So
Yeah, they got me, but I already would have bought it all without the anime.
exactly.
Because I'm a collector. But the fact that they made Jellymon extremely likable makes me just go, "Hi, Jellymon! Yay!"
Yeah, they're gonna get me. I want
just
a
happy.
Jellymon plush,
But
that's the extent to which they'll
yeah,
get me.
they got me. I want a Jellymon plush, but I don't still think I need a vital bracelet or more similar.
That's fair. I'm enjoying mine though, but I like virtual pets and I like fitness bands. I think that's cool.
That's fair.
But, well, yeah, when Bandai first announced the Vital Bracelet, I had people messaging me saying, hey, so how much money did you give them to make this product? Because it is everything that I've ever wanted. Like, I'm just like, oh gosh, like, did I buy so much merchandise they accidentally became aware of me and are now
You
explicitly
single-handedly
making things?
influenced their consumer metrics.
You're
Yeah,
an
I would
influencer.
not be surprised. I'm more like a sinfluencer.
I mean, big mood.
Anyway, so do we have any other thoughts on the series? Because I'm just like, yes, Jellymon, yes, all these characters. During Colon, I kind of forgot how to feel joy for Digimon, and now this is making me even want to rewatch Colon in more of like a binge type scenario and just watch it all.
That's dangerous.
And I feel like maybe I'll enjoy Colin. I don't know. Ghost Game is making me too happy. And to stop that.
You know, when you enjoy some television so much that you want to watch something bad to, get that taste out of your mouth.
Yeah. Hang on. I have to remember what hate is like. Oh yes, we never learned about Koshiro's family. I'm good now. I have remembered, but no, I'm enjoying Ghost Game, and it's episode 5, and usually I usually say 4 to 10 episodes is a good kind of gauge of whether or not a show is worth watching. I liked Atmon from the start, but by episode 4, I could tell that I was in. And this season, I feel like if I had to, we've only got 5 episodes so far, but if I had to get somebody to watch Ghost Game, I think I'd say the first 5 episodes. I've always felt saying that's 10 episodes is too much of a commitment.
Yeah.
And 4 episodes is pretty, 1 episode's too little, 2 episodes too little, 4 episodes, 5 episodes, that's usually the sweet spot, I'd say. Having said that, it could go bad.
Back to more general about the series, I wish I cared more about Ruri, but at the moment I just don't that much.
You chose her as your favourite character for the past, 2 episodes.
Yeah,
that's
Quinn.
true.
She didn't really do much this episode,
Actually,
though. That was kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
Quinn, you chose her as your favourite for episodes 2, 3, and 4.
And I stand by that.
Totally.
I just wish she had, a larger... I wish I knew what her deal was, I guess.
And this kind of brings me into our next discussion point, but I feel like she's going to have a bigger part in episode 6.
I hope so.
Hopefully. I choose to interpret the ending of the episode as Jellymon saying "my darling" to Ruli, specifically.
Yep, big fan.
Oh, really? I thought it was to Kiyoshiro.
It was, but I choose to believe that it was this. I want it to gay.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Ghost gay.
Ghost gaze.
I just really love Jellymon. I love how this episode had Jellymon kind of interact with all of the other humans. She was being held by Hiro. She was on Ruri's back at one point. I hope that we get more of that in the show. She kind of interacts with not just her own human partner, but everyone else as well.
Yeah,
and I like that
have her keep
when they do
being
that.
just a massive troll to the entire group.
She's a gremlin. Jelly gremlin.
Yep. Incredibly smart jelly gremlin
I'm really
who wants to screw with you in particular. I need this in my life.
It's Quinn, we know.
Yeah. Alright, so episode 6 is called The Cursed Song. Something seems to be going down at a karaoke bar. Do we have any predictions about this episode?
Hiro will be unable to sing well.
I think also Kiyoshiro I also vote Kiyoshiro to either only singing anime songs super extra and not not badly, but not well.
Yeah.
He'd be Zankoku no Tenshi. He'd be doing
Oh
that.
no, see I want him to just be really good but only know anime songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too. But I want him to be extra.
Oh, well, yeah. He can be extra while also being very good.
Yeah. Okay, that too.
Just have him be really, really good. And people are like, okay, but why do you only sing anime songs? What do you mean?
Yeah, there are other songs? Alright everyone, thanks for listening, and of course you can find the link dump linked in the description, and so is our Redbubble. You can contact us and stay updated. You can send us spam to LostinTranslationmon@gmail.com, or you can comment on this episode on our website, or on this episode on YouTube. You can follow us at Translationmon on Twitter, and you can follow us on Lost in Translation on Tumblr, Facebook, Instagram, and of course YouTube. I'm at Digimon_hero on TikTok, and I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/translationmon.
You might want to clarify how you spell hero there.
I always do. It's the weeb way. It's the character's name in Ghost Game. It's Hiro.
There you go.
But there it is. It's Digimon_Hiro. So yes, I'm on twitch.tv/translationmon, and you can chat with us on Lost in Translationmon Discord server. You can also review us on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and any other podcast catcher that you use. and if I see the rating, I'll read it on the podcast, but if not, please point it out so I can read it out. You can also donate to me on Patreon, and that's linked in the description from as little as $1 a month. And that gets you access to the Patreon-only areas of our Discord server, but there are higher levels, more rewards such as unedited and early episodes, and more, such as recommend me a thing to cover on my upcoming video, or something similar, so check that out. And I also kind of revamped the Patreon recently, so if you haven't checked it out, check it out. And of course, thank you to our current supporters on Patreon. I've been doing so well. Current supporters on Patreon, or Papillon, which I believe is a breed of dog. Papillon. So we have Joe, Stephen Reeves, who is Wild64 on Archive Our Own, Kadawashi, Chisai, who you can follow on Twitter at Chisai236, Neobu, who says you should follow Chisai on Twitter at Chisai236, Kyle, Lismet, who is Lekman on Tumblr, Nicholas, Sam, Emery from Gone While Hunting, a Hunter x Hunter Rewatch podcast, Magnus, Lucas, JCMon05, Patrick, Jason, Grey Tanuki, Jay, David, and Shelby. You can also make a one donation on PayPal, which can be found linked in the description. It's paypal.me/airdramon, or you can also donate to me on my Ko-fi account, ko-fi.com/airdra. So of course, thank you so much for listening, but also thank you to Quinn and Chloe for joining me. Quinn, where can we follow you and watch you do speedruns of Hades in your living room?
Somewhere in America.
Somewhere. It's a big place, but if you knock
start
on enough
now,
doors,
you'll find
maybe
me
you'll...
eventually.
Yeah, eventually, at some point. And Chloe, where can we find you, and what are you speedrunning?
I'm speedrunning Life in the American Southwest. You can find me in the American Southwest.
I mustn't speedrun away. I mustn't speedrun away. I mustn't speedrun away. I mustn't speedrun away.
That's extremely good. Holy crap. Well done.
I do try. Occasionally, very occasionally, sometimes never, I say one funny thing, and that was my one funny thing for this year.
That was a pretty good...
Well done.
That was, you picked your time.
Yeah.
Yay! Next time you can join me
mention
on
the Red
making
Bubble
puns.
every week, but I always forget that it exists, and I really feel like I need some TranslationMon merch in my life at some point.
Yay! I want to put more things on the TranslationMon, like, I don't know. Maybe I'll make my own NFT, like the Diaboromon. I'm not actually going to make an NFT, just a heads up.
Don't.
Like the Diaboromon, but 1980s stockbroker that we have as an emote.
Make
That'd be pretty
homemade
good.
Bootleg Jellymon plushes to sell.
Okay.
Please.
That'll be
sounds
the
like a good
felony.
thing.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be my felony.
We can violate copyright law because
Yeah.
it's fun.
Jellymon would be proud.
Yeah.
But in any case, thanks y'all for joining me, and thanks y'all for listening, and we will see y'all in the next one. Bye!
Be gay, do crime.
Jellymon approves.